Hey guys, I'm back with another candle review, and this time around it's for the 14.5 ounce 3-wick pink lavender and espresso candle from Bath & Body Works. This is part of the Neutrals collection for spring 2023, and it should be available in most stores at this point. But first, if you haven't already, make sure you check me out on my new TikTok page, which is the Candle Channel, and I also post those same videos on Instagram as well. Those are more like fun little short video and skits that I post, so if you enjoy my content here on YouTube, make sure you check me out on TikTok and Instagram as well. But yeah, so let's get into this candle. The notes on this read rich pink lavender, caramel espresso beans, and smooth vanilla. I'm assuming that's a typo and it's supposed to be caramel or caramel espresso beans, but it is what it is. And yeah, so I was super excited about this because I do love my coffee fragrances, and I also love floral fragrances, and I love when they're mixed together, kind of like how Paris Cafe Bouquet was. This right off the bat is nothing at all like Paris Cafe Bouquet, so don't get your hopes up if you were expecting a fragrance like that. But what does it smell like? So yeah, this on cold, I enjoyed it, although it was a little predictable. It smelled a whole lot like lavender marshmallow, predominantly lavender marshmallow, like exactly the lavender that's in there, as well as that like sort of sweet, creamy vanilla fragrance that's supposed to evoke the marshmallow. And then it was that lavender marshmallow fragrance mixed with just a little bit, like a drop of espresso. But it was a nice, well done espresso or coffee fragrance that smelled very distinctly like robust, like aromatic coffee brewing, kind of like the coffee that you get in Paris Cafe, and not so much that like imitation coffee that you get from like whipped coffee or white caramel cold brew or pumpkin spice latte or a falala latte. Those tend to have more of that like imitation, like coffee spilled on the counter residual fragrance rather than actively brewing coffee beans that you would get more from espresso. And this did have more indeed of that like sort of true espresso or Paris Cafe type of coffee. So I really enjoy that. But after having burned it 3 times, I do have to say I'm a little disappointed about it. It's not a bad fragrance, but I have to say it's a little bit too predictable or been there, done that, in the sense that it's like pretty much just lavender marshmallow when it's burning, and the espresso kind of goes by the wayside, and it's not as strong as I had hoped for. So it's kind of like just lavender marshmallow with a slight, very slight twist. So yeah. So what does this smell like? If you've never smelled lavender marshmallow, it's this awesome, just most like sweet and fluffy, decadent lavender fragrance. Even if you normally don't like lavender for how like sharp or astringent or metallic it is, lavender marshmallow kind of like eases all of those, I guess, worries of lavender fragrances, in the sense that it's just like just the perfect like just touch of lavender. You get like a slight powdery floral component, but not overly metallic or astringent or sharp, and it's mixed with heaps of this like nice sweet creamy vanilla marshmallow fragrance. And I think like the sort of caramel fragrance that I guess we get in here, it just adds like sort of that extra ooey gooey sweetness that you would get from marshmallow. So it's still pretty much just lavender marshmallow in this candle. And it's a great fragrance, don't get me wrong, but it's just like we've been there, done that. I have multiple versions of it. And it's pretty much that with just a hint of that espresso coffee fragrance. But once again, when you go to burn it, it's just like I really don't get too much espresso. There's like a slight bit of like a slight almost brown sugary richness just chilling in the background, but I do truly wish that the coffee note was much stronger on this, and that's my major qualm with this fragrance. Like Paris Cafe Bouquet was a lot more unique and just different and kind of out of the box, and just a lot more heavy on that coffee as well. This one's just a little too safe in the sense that it's just pretty much lavender marshmallow with just a very small hint of espresso that's just simply not strong enough for me. But if you like lavender marshmallow, I would check this out. And maybe if you, I guess, are a little more sensitive to coffee fragrances, you might be able to pick it up. But for me personally, I just wish the coffee was stronger in this. It's just a little too close to lavender marshmallow. And for that reason, it's a little disappointing in the sense that I already have lavender marshmallow in my collection. Now let's go into the performance. This is a third burn, and it has a thick rope-like wick that felt like absolute crazy. Oh my gosh, just like soot just billowing off of this. I have to like trim and like retrim in some instances because it just billows so much soot. So keep an eye out on that. But it seems like because it is so overwicked, as a result or a trade-off, it's not dudding out nearly as fast as my other lavender marshmallows tend to do. Those lavender marshmallows tend to get like this really like burnt, grody, almost like a barbecue-y, mesquite smoky quality to it that I really don't enjoy. This might still do this when it goes into like the 5th and 6th burn, but I'll keep you guys posted on that once it burns down further. But right now it hasn't dudded out yet, which I feel like the The latest version of lavender marshmallow I had when it came out with rosewater meringue kind of did it out rather quickly. So at least this one's doing a lot better. But once again, you get a ton of so as a trade-off. As for the throw, it's kind of just very like medium-ish. I would say into the 4 to 5 range. It's kind of on par with other lavender marshmallows. I think maybe that Sweet Shop re-release was a little bit stronger when it was first burning, but kind of on par with the lavender marshmallow that I had from that rosewater meringue collection. So 4 or 5, just medium. I wouldn't mind it was a little bit stronger, but honestly, it's just like a soft, like I guess, sweet and just sort of like I don't know, fluffy, airy fragrance that I don't mind that it's soft, but yeah, very much medium. Overall, if this fragrance was maybe a little less obvious and more like built from the scratch rather than let's just take lavender marshmallow and add a very small amount of coffee to it, I would have been like totally ready to hoard it, kind of like Paris Cafe Bouquet, and like that was so unique and different. This is just a little too predictable or linear in the sense that it's just truly lavender marshmallow with a drop of espresso that's kind of not super detectable when you're going to burn it. So one and done for me, but if you like lavender marshmallow, don't let me discount that fragrance. Definitely check this out because it's the next best thing. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. Let me know if you've smelled this candle and let me know your thoughts below.